progressing, I guess, since not this last game, but before the first of those 2 wins to now? And what's the biggest thing that you're focused on in terms of improvement to keep what you're doing going forward, especially since you're playing a team tomorrow that you did struggle against, even though you played kind of even with them for a while?
Trying to, build good habits. The last 2 games, we've definitely been more locked in as a group. We've, done a lot of extra film work. Our communication has been better on the floor, but we know we still have a lot of room to grow. And today was a good practice. Tomorrow we have another chance to continue to build off that against a good team and go from there.
You said locked in. That's been kind of a phrase that's been used. We're more locked in. What does it take from, I guess, a team perspective, a mental perspective, to take the locked in thing and make it last, to make it build on just that mental, I guess, aspect of it?
Just that group accountability, whether it's the guys on the floor, the guys on the bench, our coaching staff. Every single day, we're doing a better job holding each other accountable in the moment, as opposed to, retroactively talking about it, the next day after a bad loss. So, that's something that we have to just continue to improve on.
James Ham.
Hey, Harrison, how are you?
Good. How you doing, man?
Good. Hey, it seems like the last couple of games you've kind of stepped up and been more aggressive on the court, more demanding shots. Is that something that sometimes you have to do, that you need to almost take the team and say, look, we need to get back to basics, and you're part of that core group that needs to be scoring every night?
I think, the energy that we play with, especially in the offensive end, becomes contagious. Whether it's making an extra pass, whether it's trying to attack the rim to get free throws. As a team, we're very skilled and we're very talented, but it's hard to get to the free throw line if we're shooting a lot of jump shots. It's hard to really get our inside out game going if we're not attacking the basket. So those are just things that I try to do in the flow of the game. In the last couple of games, I've been able to get some good looks.
You bring that up too, that on occasion they feed you for one of those in those moments. Do you feel like you're sort of the guy when things start to come a little unhinged, that they need to rely on more in those situations to help get those, almost guaranteed buckets, the post ups and the stuff like that down low?
I think it's just being diverse offensively. Obviously we know with Fox's ability to attack the rim, but his ability to shoot, we know what those guys can bring. Tyrese, pretty much put him in a pick and roll, he'll make something happen. And with me, whether it's posting up, whether it's trying to drive and get something going there, just adding another layer, because as we continue to get further along in the season, we're going to get more scouted. Defenses are going to change, and we're going to need all of those different options on any given night.
Jason Jones.
Hey, how you doing, Harrison?
Good idea, man.
All right. Yeah, something that Luke mentioned about practice kind of triggered a thought with me. He talked about how the second unit had did so good against you guys the day before the game. And in terms of the chemistry of the starting group, you guys have started the season together, but you look at it, you and Buddy were the only 2 guys who were really didn't miss a chunk of time last season. So in a lot of ways, the starting group is still kind of learning each other. So how is the chemistry amongst you guys coming along, considering that 3 of those pieces, De'Aaron missed some time, Marvin missed most of the season, and Rashawn missed a chunk of time?
Yeah, man, you definitely got to shout that second unit. They played great against us in practice. I mean, they played so well. Hassan shot that 3 yesterday. So, confidence was high there. But, I think for us, we all know how each other plays. It's just figuring out those nonverbal cues, knowing, this is where Marvin wants the ball, or this is where Rich is going to be, or this is, Marvin knows where Fox is going to drive and where he's going to hit him on that pass. All those little things, I think we're still working through, but, I like the chemistry that we're building, and, I think it has a lot of promise.
And when it comes to you, Luke said that in terms of getting you more involved offensively, part of it's on him and the staff to call more stuff for you. Part of it is on your teammates to recognize when to go to you, and part of it's on you to demand it more. Is this a new thing for you to be in that position where that's what the coaching staff is asking you to do, or is that similar to what you had to do in Dallas as well as being a primary guy?
I think it's just figuring out, just developing trust with your teammates, kind of knowing that cadence and knowing, okay, look, I want to get a shot. How do you go about doing it? Or how are we all connected? It's not necessarily just saying, give me the ball, let's go 1-4 flat. There's a lot of different ways that you can do that, especially without having to be ball dominant. So I think, we're still figuring out a lot of those things. And I think once we do, it opens up so much more of our game that we can get to.
Sean Cunningham.
Hey, what's up, sir?
Mhm.
Some of the the progress you guys have made just in the defensive end in just a small amount of time. Do you kind of trust that so far? Do you kind of is it kind of significant differences, or is it just very kind of small incremental differences?
It's small incremental improvements, but I think with us, especially how the season has gone, we need to do it more before it's a cemented habit. We still have a lot to prove to each other, to continue to hold each other accountable, like I said, and remain locked in. And this is a great road trip for us. I mean, if we take care of business on this road trip, we're in a good position overall. We give ourselves a fighting chance.
And the last time you guys, faced Toronto, it was kind of I think it was probably, I don't know if you would agree, but it's probably one of the down moments of the young season. How much of the bad memories of that trickle into this game?
I mean, you remember all those losses, because it was a loss where not only did we feel like we weren't the best version of ourselves, but we gave a team that was in the same boat as us at that time, a lot of confidence. So that's something that we remember and something that'll be motivation for us coming into tomorrow.
Joe Davidson. Got to unmute, Joe.
Harrison, can you hear me all right?
Yes, sir.
Good to see you. Are you playing some of the best ball of your career, just in your role as a playmaker and a leader? And how would you size up your season and role compared to the rest of your career?
Well, that's a good question. A lot of how I judge, my personal performance is based on how the team is doing. And, for me, where we are at in the standings, it's not good enough. So, I think there's still a lot of work to be done. I want to see, us be, in the playoff mix. And, I think we have the potential to get there, but, right now we're there. So, right now I think we can be better. I think we will be better.